the New Jersey legislature passed it into law, and Governor Chris Christie signed it.
Go fat boy.
Intimidate teachers and parents. Teachers are so afraid right now they can't say anything. Let me talk to you about intimidating teachers. Let's talk about Vicki Knox, also from New Jersey. An African-American teacher, special ed, on her Facebook page, personal Facebook page, on her own time, over the weekend, she complained to the people that were friends on her Facebook page about this display at the high school that talked about Gay History Month. And I said, Gay History Month, what are we talking about here? Sodom and Gomorrah and Ellen DeGeneres? I don't get it, you know? Gay History Month, what is that? So that was there, and so somebody that was a friend of hers at the school sent that to somebody who's a gay attorney in New Jersey, who then filed a complaint with the Division on Civil Rights. She lost her job. When she came back to work, she was suspended without pay, and in 2 weeks she was suspended without pay. She did finally get her retirement or pension. But only because it was an extremely long legal fight. Now, we protested at that, and we had lots of people that came out for the protest that day, but the gays came out in force. They were shipped in from Boston and from Philadelphia to be there to fight this thing, and that's what happened to Vicki Knox. So teachers are now intimidated to speak up, or say anything. Parents, you all know about the story about David Parker in Massachusetts, and all he wanted to do was protect his son from kindergarten. Having this stuff. This is what we're going through here. Now, the things I'm about to show you, I just want you to be aware. I'm going to go through this fast. This is graphic, but this is what's being done to children. You remember the book Heather Has Two Mommies? Well, what I'm about to show you, this is just nothing. Nothing. And you remember Daddy's roommate? Daddy's roommate? Yeah, another way to this. Now, this has been around for a long time. That's like 1991. King and the family, this prince was looking for a wife, and the king and the queen were trying to find somebody for their prince to marry, and he wasn't interested in the women they brought in. He was more interested in the other prince. And so then it became king and king.
Oh, brother.
It's perfectly normal. Changing bodies, growing up, sex, and sexual health. It's the 20th anniversary edition. Now, this is for 10 years and up, and I have 5 minutes, so I'm going to talk like an auctioneer, so listen close the first time. Making love, sexual intercourse, starting with 10 years old here. Do you see this? We're going to make love. Do you see the picture over here?
Oh, my God.
This is for 10 years old. This is being taught in some schools in this country. It's so amazing. This is the 15th, and this is for ages 7 and up. 7 and up. Okay, it's so amazing. A book about eggs, sperm, birth, babies, and families. But why do we have to learn this from schools? Isn't that the parents' responsibility? I will blame some parents, because what we've had done in the last 30 to 40 years, parents have abrogated their responsibility to the government. That's rape. You just let someone else teach your children what you should have the responsibility to teach your children all along. Ready? It's so amazing, provides fascinating answers with fun, accurate, comic-style artwork and clear, lively text that reflects a school-age child's interest in science. Notice it's all about science. And how things work. Throughout the book, a curious bird and a squeamish bee, birds and the bees, help tell the amazing story of how a baby is made. From the moment an egg and a sperm join through pregnancy to birth, it's so amazing. Also addresses in a reassuring and age-appropriate way. Who says? Related topics such as love, sex, gender, families, heterosexuality, homosexuality, sexual abuse, HIV and AIDS, and the internet. The internet. While giving children a healthy understanding of their bodies, everything about the homosexual agenda can now be expressed and talked about in this book through the curriculum to their children, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. In the book.
Ooh, jeez.
Okay, you got the little baby girl who becomes the flabby old woman. Then you got the little baby boy who calls the bald-headed man. Okay, this is how the progression of it, talking about puberty and the body parts and what happens to you. Did you see this? This is what happens there. And you know, sex can be about other things too. like loving, caring, touching. Sex can also be about making a baby. When a woman and a man want to make a baby, they hug and cuddle and kiss and feel very loving and get very close to each other. So close that a man's penis goes inside the woman's vagina. When this happens, it's called sexual intercourse. They also talk about, too, you don't have to do this to make a baby. You can still have sexual intercourse. That's in the book. This is what they're teaching children. No, wait, I'm not done yet. That was 7 years old. Remember, we went from 10, now we're to 7.
What?
It's not the story. A book about girls, boys, babies, bodies, families, and friends. It's for ages 4 and up. 4. Do I have 4 minutes? I have 1. Head to toe, they talk about this, but notice now, we all do this deal. Remember that song, Head and Shoulders in it? And, but now, we've added to that, a sailboat for the girl and a vulva. To the boys, we've added, he's got a tugboat, and he's got a penis and a scrotum. It's not the story. Here we go again. When grown-ups want to make a baby, most often a woman and a man have a special kind of loving. And here we go again. This is age 4. You don't want to know what a 4, in case you don't remember anymore, this is what a 4 and a 5-year-old look like. Just so you know, this is what we're exposing to children. This is what they look like. This is their age. This is what a group of 7 to 8-year-old children look like. Why do we want to sexualize children? I have counseled and spoken to with parents and men and women who were sexualized very early in their life, including me. My first molester was Hugh Hefner. It started with Playboys. We are sexualizing our children and introducing them to things that they should never know about, shouldn't even have to think about, as we rob them and rape them of their childhood. The only way we're going to stop this is if we take back our country. And I'm going to tell you this, one of the best ways to stop this is to have absolute school choice. So that we can take this nonsense out in front of our children, stop using our tax dollars for it, and actually take control of our child's education. Amen. Parents. God gave parents children, not the government. They belong to us. So that was a pretty quick few minutes. I'll be here the rest of the day.
Thank you.